Yeah, there we go. Mike's now plugged in. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm being to my mobile mug. My Pokemon mug. It's not got anything in it at the moment because it's cleaned. And anyways, Pokemon. Violet Nuzlocke. Yeah, let's carry on the activities. Last time we did quite a bit actually. We did a bunch of Kikami stuff. We got ourselves a Piplup that then turned into Pimplup. And I'm avoiding the joke from a different fucking YouTuber altogether. Well, group of in Piplup's case, but still. And of course we got various other Pokemon in our team at the moment, including a female Salander. We got really lucky on that, even though it was an accidental one-over situation, so you know. And of course we had a victim dying to a Fire Fang from a Mighty Yana. But we've got, of course, our gaggle of Pokemon and shiny Shinx. I should probably transfer out at some point, or you know, we just keep. Use at some point, you know. Anyways, of course, this part is now going to be a case of A, double checking what we've got to be doing, and B, going onto the fucking tracker site and figuring out what the fuck's happened here, because I think I might need to refresh the page. I might need to refresh the thing as a whole. Yeah, I'm going to refresh the site as a whole. Okay, all of the sprites have decided, all of the Pokemon sprites has decided to just die. They've decided to just cease to exist. Why has that occurred? Oh, but they show up on the bot. Okay, okay, this is weird. So they show up on the thing. Like, we can see them, right? Well, for the most part. The Shinx one gets question marked because shiny, but some of these get question marked, others don't. It's weird. I'm weirded out. But I do like that we can take a look at our box and be like, ghosts hurt us. Or at least, we don't really have much to be able to deal with ghosts, supposedly. And this is what we currently have on the team itself. We might want to add a Steel Walk or Dark type out of all these lots that we do have, if we so decide to. Just in the off chance that might be an important factor. But okay, so this is not going as intended. When it's so like we can still see that we've got stuff. It's just the team bit's just not there for whatever reason. I don't get it. Right. So anyways, we're currently standing in East Province Area 1, which we've already done an encounter in, which is Shellos. Next to us is East Province Area 2, which is where we've gone and gotten Tink. So we can skip past Levincia and the Team Star Fire Base, and we can head towards, say, Ultron if we really wanted to, which is a level 29 Steel type, but looking at its moveset, it's got Headbutt, Wrap, and Sandstorm. Oh, and Iron Tail. That's the part that's important. Also, Earth Eater, meaning we can't hit it with ground type attacks, but to be fair, it's a physically defensive Pokemon. We ideally be using a special attack. But, you know. And of course, we can do the usual, trying to get more XP stuff for grind purposes, through the power of these various Terra Disc Crystal stuff. In this instance, a Tadpole with a bit of ground shenanigans. We'll be going in there with our Gato Day. It's good to get some XP stat stuff, you know. Since I'm curious while we're doing this. all stuff from a while ago. Fucking hell. And from other things. So this is a tadpole. Normally, they're electric. In this instance, they're round. It's nothing that has nothing to do with it, really. Because all of it ends up being like, oh, things aren't loading in like Infinite Fusion or some other thing like that. Anyway, you can't catch because, Only way we'd be allowed to catch would of course be if that's a lot of frost berries. Hooray! We're drowning in them now. Hurrah! Right, okay. Scuff and more scuff occurs today by the looks of things, because obviously I didn't put my mic in initially. Now we did. Hopefully I am audible. Actually, this is one of those things I should probably check. You know? And in order to do that, I need to hop on YouTube myself. Did I make sure that this is being added to the thing? I did. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking, and hopefully I can hear myself. Okay, I can definitely hear myself to an extent. So that's good. Although it's a bit behind. Right, there we go. Okay, that solves that issue. Right. So, yeah, definitely audible. Good. Because you never know when, for whatever reason, your applications just lie to you. So, our current set of objectives that we're ideally meant to be doing. Team Star Firebase, Levincia Gym, Steel Titan. Issue is with all of those is at the end of the day we have to deal with the fact that we have an Amona fight. That's Wogwug, Pawmi and Quaxwell. Then highest level on the Levincia Gym is 24. Low 27, 26 for Team Starfire. So we very quickly need our team to stop being in the lower 20s and more be in the upper 20s, lower 30s. That sort of range. Now we have... Oh, no, I did not mean to accidentally attempt to connect the internet there. So we have got, of course, Fire Draw to land it, but that doesn't really work too well. Fire murders our cap, but we need the fire on the ground for that. Ideally, I wouldn't mind having the patch one by now. Which does mean that I probably do want Sandigast actually on the team now. Out of, or Shellos even. Just to deal with the fire types more consistently, you know? Basically what I'm saying is I'm gonna maybe have to box my starter, because it's gonna not be that useful for the thing at hand. But if we went to the Levincia Gym first to get experience on a bunch of Pokemon, then ground is useful. Ground is very, very useful. Outside of... Actually no, yeah, Sandygast is useful. I'll put Sandygast in over Salandit for a bit, because we'll go to the Levincia Gym, which means we'll also have to deal with well, actually no, best idea actually would be we need to start with for a Gato, because then it deals with all of the Mona's Pokemon quite well actually. Because it doesn't matter which place we go to third in terms of gym, no matter what, we'll be having to fight Nemona anyway. So really what changes it up is literally just going to be where you do the fight. Did I not heal in Levincia? No, I must not have healed in Levincia actually. But anyways, welcome to Levincia. Levincia counts as East Province Area 2 for frame of reference, so we can't catch anything here. Though if we did have a Pincurchin, we could do a trade for a Haunter that would then turn into a Gengar. So, you know, if you happen to have encountered a Pincurchin, you could maybe get something a little bit better. Also, while we're running around all these places, there are plenty of stores we can go into. Ooh, like bakeries. Way. A fashion street and a Felicidad over here, as well as a whole bunch of other ones over here. Hooray! So, you know, lovely stuff as it were. This is a footwear store where casual sandals exist. Yep, those are casual sandals, alright. We can wear sandals and socks at the same time. What have Game Freak done to us? Yeah, we're not buying those. Right? And of course that's a footwear place, so naturally that's all we can get out of it. But there are hats. Maybe we'll find a better hat than the hat we've got. Who knows? Well, there's the trapper hats. Once our Cadmo loads in, you know, these things. Then there's some flat caps. You know. And then after that, there's boater hats. Yeah. Oh, it's a shame because these would look good if we could have like a nice suit to go along with them, but we can't. So the boa hats are kind of a little sillier than some of the other ones. We're not gonna buy them. We're not gonna buy them unless we actually want to wear them. So then there is the socks there as well. Anything that they've got differently. Sporty tights. How lovely. Yep, those are sporty tights, alright. And they also have flower print tights. Oh, how cute. Oh, nice. Nice and cute. Not sure if we'd wear them. But, you know. Otherwise, it's just a sporty tights. So, yeah. Plenty of tights for those that like to wear tights. Oh, this is a picnic shop. Oh, what the? That's a moth. Random moth attack. Oh yeah, it's Felicidad's over this way. I may have to swat a moth. I think I disturbed it when I started putting everything up. Behold, what looks to be a premium bag. A home to high fashion, supposedly, but it means what do we get? Well, for 80,000 you can get performance sneakers. Wow. Or loafers. Ooh. Leather gloves for 25,000. Ooh. Leather backpack for 50,000. Oh. A sweatband for 12,000. Wow, look, it fits within our hair. Ooh. This sweatband's okay. And aviator sunglasses for 10,000. Oh my. Oh, such high fashion. So high. And yeah, at the same time, so I love how there is a tab for like the for like, your standard outfit bit, like the top and the short stuff. Ah, voice glasses. Those are useful to put on a special attacker. Yeah, you'll never get anything from those. Like, there just isn't. Heading on over to this part of the things here. And as you've got some situations that are on the ground. There's a shack for glasses, there's a Baggins, there's a Sigru style, and a rough and tough. So, you know, a more standard affair of stuff. But maybe there's something that we could get in this back shack, you know? Club Master glasses. Maybe like just an all black ones wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, no, they don't look too bad actually. I am definitely more of a critiquer of glasses than other bits of clothing, but there's half moon sunglasses as well, and half moon glasses. So you know. Anything else? No, just the sporty variety that's normally here for a little less. Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. Who gives a shit about bags? I do. So Style meanwhile has for us in Defensia, fingerless mittens, and riding gloves. Trying to see if there's anything else in between the two. Nope, just fingerless mittens and riding gloves. They're suited for us to be riding with. A shiny bronze, a shiny purple. Oops, I hate the shiny purple. We'll pay with cash. Yeah. Oh yeah, they had hats. Oh, I'm an idiot. And in the hat department, sorry, I mean the headwear department, helmets. You know, you've always got to wear protection. So of course, when things go horribly wrong, you can at least be like, I was wearing my helmet. You can get some nice coloured ones actually as well. Quite lovely. Again, it feels so bad that we can't get like a biker outfit when you can have like a riding outfit that would be similar to, like, say, more like a biker's outfit. Because the game has the law, because the game's law and story outright go, no, you see, the thing is, you need to specifically be wearing school uniform. Unless we give you an outfit in the DLCs, you are to wear school uniform. And it's like, please, Game Freak, I thought I escaped being forced to wear a school uniform years ago, please. Awful child. Oh goody, I can't escape my life of being a boring student. I now have to be a boring student in my Pokemon game. Hooray! Though in a way it also does make sense, because that tends to be the thing. Anyway, we can actually head on out. We're still in Province Area 2 apparently. But if we go up the hillside and not run into a tumbleweed, we'll be able to get ourselves into East Province Area 3 without much hassle, and now we have access to a bunch of other Pokemon. Hooray! Although, we should do a check. Level 24, not too bad. Although, maybe not Kufin. You can get Bagon. Yeah, Bagon. Dog Trios. So our Diglett is horribly underleveled, or, you know, is near level of evolution. You can get Roly-Colies if you like the idea of using Colossal, which, you know. You can get stuck on a fucking thing. Oh, right on! Right on, why? Like I said, you can get stuck on stuff. The Quiz Classic. And also find Firestone on the ground, hooray! And Dustball, hooray! It happens to be nighttime when you're doing the whole playing of the game. Well, in Scarlet Fire when the game decides to be night. You could also maybe go forth and Blaybay with the Tower Bug. Better not do that while we haven't encountered a Pokemon, if that's not what we want. Do have to be careful. Carcoal. I do like it when you... I do like... See, here's the thing. On a normal playthrough, I love this. I love just being able to see all these Pokemon and be like, oh, I could go for that one, and then go for that one, and then go for that one. Fill up my box with 50, my boxes with 50 tumbleweeds, if I really wanted to. You know, true mad person behaviour. Also, if we get to this point, we'll get the phone call from Arvin, telling us about the lurking Steel Titan. We are not fighting it just yet. But we will do in the future. Basically, fire will be a good option. Ah, Thunderstone. We can find stones, which are lovely. So yeah, you know. And plenty of steel Pokemon live around here. Some Wots as well. Occasional Bagon apparently. They just like it here as well. Level 26, so yeah. Some of them getting a bit on the higher side. And of course Vrooms, which they move around quite fast. Yet at the same time have a quite slow speed stat in battle. Like, is it just like did we like, does it like stall when it comes into combat? What we're saying is just that it's managed to successfully speed up by a metric ton before we got there or something. But yeah, this area here is big. It's a big area that just like covers all of this basically, and also this bit here, and maybe a bit of this. And oh no, wait, yeah, there's the this leads into a passage that will take you to the mountain. See, technically speaking, we could hop up the mountain immediately, and at this point, we have access. We've basically, since we were able to bypass the fire gym barriers very easily, we basically have access to everywhere in the game at the moment. So if we really wanted to, we could go up the mountain. We could foolishly be like, I want to take on the ghost gym, and then get our asses handed to us. That's the thing. It's why the progression system. It's why people don't like the progression system of Scarlet and Violet. Because it doesn't scale. So it means if you've... Whoa! We found an outbreak of them. Which means I won't go this way. I'll get murdered. I think that's definitely something to consider when it comes to something like this. You know? Like, if you're gonna give yourself... Like... Actually, you know what? People keep comparing Scarlet and Violet to Xenoblade. Oh, why didn't they do this thing like Xenoblade? Why didn't they do this thing like Xenoblade? Xenoblade works similarly to an MMO where, yes, you could theoretically go in a random-ass direction for a while, but you know what will happen? You'll go into an area full of a lot higher level mobs that will just one-shot your ass. Because some of its level design ideology came from the days... was in 2011, so the days of fucking World of Warcraft being something that was in many a gamer's mind at all times. Ugh, these rooms are... Now, if we had a Char Cadet, our journey over here to Sapapico would be required to get its evolution item, and also maybe killing a bunch of mob. It would also be in line so that you could then grab the item. Welcome to Sapapico. It's a nice little place. This is one of these rare instances where there's just an area that's just completely optional. Coming here, there's no reason to, outside of the Char Cadet item that you can get based on the version you're on. Otherwise, this is just completely just, why would you even come here? Other than just because you're exploring, which means, hey, it rewards exploration, and we always like that. Also, Rocky Helmet. That can be useful. It even has an area to do a Pokemon fight in, so one could argue that just put a gym building down in here and, you know, this place could easily have a gym fight. Probably like steel or walk or something along those lines, basically. It would have to be. There's really no alternative to that idea. But you know. High armor that fits my Keatons. I thought we did it. I thought we were making it. Ah well. Right. Okay. I've gone, and here's tag team thicket, tag tree thicket even. It's where the poison base is. So, you know, this area is not really needed to go into at all outside of that. So that's neat. And over there's hell. Right. We should probably get back to the Vincia, really. Because at the end of the day, it means that we do have another encounter at the ready for us to do right by us, but can I even reach that? Because leaving the Vincia, we end up in Area 2, but we can go upwards into Area 3, which would then lead credence into us being in Area 3. But if we're able to... Yep. Oh, no, yeah. No, we can get back into Area 2. Oh, come on. You've made higher jumps than this. You fucking twat. Oy. Oh, come on, Miraidon, you You can get on there! There we go! Fucking hell! We're back in area 2. Just now up here on this ledge that you had to couldn't get up necessarily in the same way that I did. You have to probably go further into area 3. Anyway, there's this ice den. Might as well see what it is. A Frittle that is actually part of that is actually fully ice this time around. However, our resident fire type is part poison, which not the wisest decision. So I guess we could French Tinder for this. Let's get resources. That's the sole reason for me doing these dens, really. So at the end of the day, if we were to compare our teams to the moment, see, that's weird that it's not working on that bit, but working on this bit. It's like, what drill is electric flying? So, bring your ice, bring your walk. I can't tell where any of these are. So I'll have to... Oh yeah, it's a pack. No, me attack! What? Why does the AI pick Pokemon that are bad against an ice type? Oh, well, no one's smart enough for me. Yeah. Once again, can't catch it, but yeah. So, a bunch of XP candy and a bunch of various other things. Okay. So which Pokemon did I remove from my team again? I don't remember off the top of my head. It was Slander. I removed Slander off the team. Okay, I can't actually even see that part of the process. Where did we get? We got something else there, so not that. Okay, so yeah, this is just now an impossibility. I can't actively. Why is it being like this? I'm curious if it's just a case of do I need to just reload the tab again? Well, let's try again on reloading the tab. Nope. It's just. It's just not showing what we want to see being shown. That is actually rather annoying. Okay, that's actually pissing me off because now it's just there. I might as well turn that off then. Or turn the window capture off. So now it's just gonna be like, oh, we just gotta. I just gotta use the site in the ways that I just gotta remember to sort of make sure that it's 100%. Pokemon names that are meant to be names. Now we do have to be careful of the belly bolt as it does have access to water gun. So in a way we kind of should probably have some way of making sure we don't die to water. Oh wait, we do. We have Fuegato. While it won't be doing the most amount of damage to the belly bolt, it'll be able to assist. And that's a key factor. However, Watcher will be the first one up otherwise, so obviously we'll throw in a ground type or we'll throw in Sandy Gas first. Diglett can also be around for the fight, which reminds me, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is so I can see what we've got in XP candy wise. Not much, so like that's only 300 in total. That doesn't really give much confidence. That gives much more confidence. And of course, we're forgetting that Diglett evolves at about level 25-28-ish. Okay, I don't know the 29 at the moment. Not playing. No, 26. which would grant us the trio, which would be definitely an improvement. So yeah. Otherwise, yes, there is one other factor of this team that it doesn't fit, and that is Primplup. Primplup will not do well in the gym fight in any way, shape or form because it is a water type and tears into water. We ideally need something that doesn't have to suffer. So we'll put it there. Issue! What do we have that won't suffer? Right, so we have Forgato, we have Diglett in our team, we have Fido in our team, we have Sandygast, we have Tormont, wherever that is. There it is. So what other one are we adding to the team? What could actually be useful? Well, let's go through electric type. So it'd be neutral versus neutral. Flying type. Still's resistances are not as plentiful as some might think. Or rather, Tinkatink's stats are very, very shit. Oh, so we are stuck with one temper the entire time. God damn it. Okay, well. In fact, when it becomes Tinkaton, its stat lines are actually quite not good, actually, outside of its special defense and speed. It takes normal from electric, and from water, and from geyser. It's not as useful against this gym. With its only weakness as being ground and fire, that's not too bad actually. No, that's what we've got. We got Charger Bug, it's Electric Bug. So I mean, its electric bugness means that we could go with it to an extent. Has got Mud Slap, and wouldn't have to worry about the Bug getting hit super effectively by electric, and doesn't have to deal with the wateriness of Belly Bolt's water gun. Everything suffers against Luxio when it comes to its Intimidate, but really the thing we gotta be careful of the most is going to be a levitating Miss Magius, which, you know, that means it's electric, terror type, and is immune to the one type it would be weak to. Thankfully though, they seem to have done an idiotic thing. They give it a Hex, which, I mean, yeah, stab Hex, that's not good. But at the same time, unless we're being an idiot. Because the thing is, if we evolved Charger Bug into Phycophol, A, we need to see if we've got any of those damn mints to change its nature so it's not special attack down. That's not good, basically. But B, we need to figure out what it actually gets moveset wise. Because that does maybe change things up a bit as to what we do with it. Yeah, he has like Thunderbolt. Bug wasn't very sick, so yeah, like again, side of things. It does get Mud Shot. Not too bad. Volt Switch, obviously. Air Slash. Flash Cannon for some still coverage. Hyper Beam. Although, another point about Miss Magius is, of course, it will no longer be Ghost type, meaning a normal type would work, like Tandemaus. Evolve Tandemaus into Mousehold, it would be able to do stuff. To the extent that we want it to, though, well, Mousehold stats are, again, rather middling for what it's meant to be capable of. It's weird how many of these Pokemon just seem to have that aspect to them, which, it's weird, you know? See, and that's why my ground Pokemon are not necessarily going to be the best. Because they are... This one's part Ghost. And this one's a Diglett. I think if we evolved Shellos... Like, if we purposely evolved Shellos, it would gain the ground typing, which would be really, really good for it to have. Because then it's Gastrodon, Water, Ground. It gets better, it actually does have decent stats outside of its speed. It gets the ground typing, which makes it immune to the electrics, and the only thing that it's weak against is grass. Like, unless you're facing a Pokemon that has a grass type move, you're in the clear with it, basically. So what I think we should do, and unfortunately, is evolve it, but unfortunately for us, Gastrodon is attained at level 30. We basically have 10 levels of this. So, the plan then. I think Diglett will actually be a liability. I think Diglett would be a liability. It just isn't strong enough to do what we need it to do, because it will miss, or it will be, it'll outspeed, get hit in, and then die. So I think we'll put that in. So I think we'll put Shellos in, evolve it to Gastrodon, get it to level 30. Meanwhile, at the same time, where's Tinkertink? We'll put Tinkertink in the team for now, because it gives us a lot of resistances on the team itself. Whether or not it can actually do much with it remains to be seen. So this is our team going forward for a moment. So let's get so we can get the experience from fighting the Mona first and foremost, because that will occur no matter where we go for the third gym. We'll do that. Sadly, we'll probably not have as much luxury with the ground maneuvers that we'll be wanting to use here than we would with the Steel Titan, but also, hey, some of these Pokemon will be fine against the Fire Team Starbase immediately afterwards. So, entering the gym building and seeing a sleeping Jolteon, oh how adorable, the Mona will be close by to whichever one you're at. Of course, the desire to battle is more in line of, hey, this is a nice way to warm up, see if you've actually got what it takes, blah 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 blah, sort of bullshit. Anyways, Electric as a whole is actually, defensively speaking, not the worst thing ever, because it only will ever give a Pokemon a weakness to ground. Naturally, ground is one of those types that you'll just see moves of, or Pokemon of said typing quite a bit in quite a lot of regions, because ground is quite nice actually for coverage, because it deals with fire really well. It actually does hit steel super effectively, and of course deals with electric types outside of Levitate. And it became more so when they added more better ground type moves like Earth Power, so that even special defensive Pokemon had something. But yes, our Kato shall fight the Rock Ruffle. You know. Poor Rockruff. Getting C-bombed. We're bullying the Mona with our team of Pokemon. Wow, it's not even giving us the pictures on the top bit as well now. Like, it's just something happening with this thing's, with this site or something. But anyways, Salem now wants to learn U-turn. Our cat wants to now be able to just go, nah, fuck this, I'm out, with a bug type maneuver. I'll happily have that over Quick Attack. Why not? Because yeah, maybe we're in a situation where it's like, oh, probably bad to swap out U-turn. Whether or not it actually deals much damage, that's neither here nor there. Poor me. Now this is a point to be made. For a Kato, not necessarily the best option against an electric gym in terms of being able to actually hit for super effective damage, but grass is still normally effective. That's good. So we can just steal normal damage, and that's fine. what it does is a defensive thing. It is able to resist electric. Grass resists electric. This is a reason why Bulbasaur is a good starter in Kanto, because it's super effective against Brock, super effective against Misty, because her psychic type water Pokemon doesn't have any psychic moves, thankfully, and then resists Surge. And of course, Craxwell's now here, and this time she decides to terror her starter. A lot of trainers throughout the main story really do love doing it on their final one, not hedging their bets, being like, oh no, I'm going to start with my best, and you managed to survive? Oh, you're on like one Pokemon left? Okay, well here comes my second one out of the next 5, and it's like, oh, that was the harder hit, that was meant to be the hardest hitting, and they didn't save it to last. Ooh, live! Has the defenses to be able to live a Seed Bomb. Ooh. Well, this has a boosted stats with Work Up. I do like that though. The starters actually seem to get like proper ways to like boost their stats and rather unique moves that they're able to utilize to do stuff with. It's kind of cool, you know. But yes, we utilize that to get at least a bit of experience on our Pokemon, because why not? Now to head to areas we've already been to for the purposes of getting experience, because I'm not sure we're 100% ready for the Lifincia Gym. In terms of level, we probably actually are. In terms of the Pokemon we want to use, we won't fight Nemona again until we're about to do our 5th gym, so that will be, in terms of the way Game Freak wants you to do it progression wise, that will be the normal gym. In terms of how we're going about it, who knows. And besides, my fighting type actually counters the normal type's ace by being able to go into electric type, and is electric type. So actually, that is, Pokemon actually doesn't suffer against flying types as much, because I can just terror it into electric, and then unless that flying type happens to have a ground move, it auto does better. But I'll heal just to be on the safe side, and then we'll go looking for some dens in the areas we've been to before. See what there is in them, because at least then we can then go about it in a sensible fashion. Even maybe fight a few of the Pokemon on the beach, because they're primarily water and ground, which means Gato can easily deal with them. This one's a poison affair by the looks of things. Against a Charred Cadet. Poison Charred Cadet. We'll go in with Sandycast. So yes, welcome to the grind session. Hooray! I need things to yap about. I don't know what to yap about at the moment. What do I have in my notebook currently? Oh, site drawing. Not that. Oh yeah, Pokedex requests from Legends Arceus. I think I was fucking Marshall. This hand does intimidate me. Help us in the long run. Hooray! Oh. Well, we're on a timer. And we missed. We missed. Well, on the bright side, our attacks are actually not going to be... We're not going to get hurt by it as much, because Ember doesn't do much to it. Hooray! Oh well. Oh yeah, there's only 35 base power. We do more damage with Walk to it. So it's good that I chose that, because it's gone for Disable, so we would be blocked out with attacking. It's not super effective, but yeah, it's alright. It's just a Charred Cadet anyway. We threw a rock at a child. Like, quite literally, it's called the Fire Kid Pokemon, so... Yep. Again. Sadly, this appears into somewhere. We get a bunch of petals! Oh, lovely. Right, now for our Captain Murder water types. Or at least we can assess how much would we actually gain out of murdering water types with our cat of grass power. Since we're here on the beach, welcome to the beach episode, where we find a walk. Just, yeah, they're like that, they're level 21, so we'll see how much XP we get. I've been theorizing at times. I felt like something seems off with how. Oh, this one has stone. With how the game has felt compared to other times I've played Scarlet and Violet, and I honestly believe that they did something under the hood to optimize it for the Switch 2, and it's cocked up something more on the Switch 1, and I don't know what it would be that they've done. Sweet Kiss, we can cause confusion. So we can get a little bit of XP. Attack a Slowpoke from behind. It'll take a moment to realise that we're behind it. Some of its textures there for a second made it look more like in line with like Pokemon Womble. Okay, it doesn't have sturdy, yet it still lived. The fuck? Nope. Yeah, well. A Slowpoke grants us that much XP. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we could grind for a while. Anyway, since we do have Surf, we can actually do this whole moving into the East Paldea Sea. Which, I mean, we could go Magikarp, go Gyarados, but Gyarados would be 4 times weak. And you can go Dolphin. Dolphin would not be the wisest of choices. This is because the Dolphin... Oh. There's East Paldea Sea. Yeah, they put it up the area because obviously what you do is you go into more further into the water where you can find higher level stuff. Not a fucking rot troll. Yeah. And we decided to become night. So yeah, we now have a Wattrel. Well, Wattrel, you get to be called Way. That was a quick turnabout on name convention there, Chris. Why have I got the plus symbol? I shouldn't have the plus symbol. I should have the 14 coming with that. What have I not added? Oh, shucks. That's actually annoying. So yeah, we've got ourselves a thing in the sea now apparently, and by that I mean a bird that attacked us while we were making our way through. It's a jolly one, so you know. Take that for what you will. We'll send it to a box then, I guess. Its electric typing isn't too bad against other electric types in a way, except for the fact that it's part flying, meaning it's actually not so good. Right, if I so managed to get a thing that allows, we can now actually get more stuff in our Pokédex rewards. Hooray! We've got some Great Balls. So it's like, look, level 26 block trio. We could have if I just turned around a little differently. We would have been able to get a rug trio. This is all trying to stab it. Oh, we're gonna go and pinch her and traded it for a Gengar. Priority with Applejack. Take my seeds. But it was an excellent way to get some XP, so you know, we call it worth one. Yeah, what trios can hide? But there's even a money thing there. Like, we could have gone for that. Oh, we're confused. Shit. Haha, never mind, we plant our seed. We spread them. We spread the seed. Me and my cat, the seed givers, the seed spreaders, the seed seeders. Yeah, that works. Seed seeders. Okay, well, while I curse my own brain again, as I usually do, let's head back to Pokemon Center. Our cat needs a bit of course, if you want to talk about political stuff, a whole bunch of shit's gone down at the moment with a lot of stuff in the Middle East, but I'm not sure if there's really much to talk about it other than, god damn it, of course people want to be hostile to each other. And by that I mean Israel wants to be hostile to everyone. And the moment you criticise them, ooh, how dare you anti-Semite. That is actually the arguments I see online. That if you criticise Israel, you're an anti-Semite. If you criticise anyone else, you're Islamophobic. If you try to say something along the lines of everyone being equally mean to each other, you get called a wimp for doing the both sides argument. And a few more colourful words that I cannot say. So, you know, all in all, just really just, you know, just pain, misery. It's a 1-star starting. Ah, light screen. Paul can handle this one, I think. See, the thing is, the fact that I feel the need to grind is not good. It's never fun to feel like you've got no option but to grind. At the same time, the way that this game works means that we have no choice in the matter. It could be a better lineup we've got there, especially since it's a Starly and it has its flying moves potentially at this point in time. Or it doesn't yet, and it's just going to use Coke. Oh, Coke is going to... Oh, I hope that's not going to be the cause of death. Dropping your Joy-Cons on the floor. Not a good idea. Anyway. We're still doing stuff in areas where we can't catch more Pokemon, so... Let's think, maybe we should try catching something in near to where the Earthworm thing is. Thinking it through. It'd be an option. It'd be be an option at the end of the day. Maybe check a few of the things in Kitakami and all that. Not really much in terms of areas, but you know. That's another thing we're going to have to grind for as well. Just Kitakami in general, just to be able to carry on its storyline. Because, well, I think we'll be able to take on the next fight we do have. It's the 3 buggers that we have to deal with after that. Because they're level 35, so... And again, like, it'd be nice to have Ogerpon. I think Grass is waning its usefulness at points, but... I think Floricato gets away from that by being able to become a Dark type. When it becomes Masquerada, which does give it that little bit more of an edge. It makes it good against Ghost, it makes it good against Psychic. Welcome to this area at night. Finding a lot of Woolly-Collies around. If you really wanted to walk fire, although walk I'm not sure about as much anymore, but fire. Fire probably will be quite useful at times. Ghastlies again showing up. Come on, no! No, I was not close enough to it! You gotta be joking me! No! No, because it's the only way to evolve is... Oh. Fucking Bramblin. We can get another seed bomb. Oh, well, great. Our East Province Area 3 is a bloody Bramblin, which it doesn't even want to show on the thing. We're currently at night, so I might as well use a Dusk Boom. It deserves it. Bramblin, Bramblin, Bramblin. No, I'm not using it. It's going in the box immediately. We're going to call it Tumble. Because it's Tumbleweed. It's Grass Ghost, and it's like, on the one hand, I don't mind Grass Ghost as a typing. I like Trevenant. And Gourgeist. And whatnot. But, Bramblin is the 2 of the 3, hey, do that whole walking around thing. I mean, Windrider's not the worst thing ever. It's gentle by nature. Because it does get a boost in attack if Tailwind takes effect, or if it's hit by a wind move. The Pokemon also takes no damage from said wind moves. Those wind moves tend to be flying type, which means if it's the only flying type move that Pokemon has, essentially it's got an immunity to flying. Not every flying move, mind, but you know, that's kind of neat for it to have. Shame that it's not that good of a Pokemon, really. Okay, right, I'm gonna take out my frustrations. Shellos, kill some of these bloody rocks. Oh yeah, they have a chance of having a steam engine. I am one step closer to really just writing the words "I'm stressed" and then going from there for a stream. This shit stresses me out sometimes when it just doesn't go the way you want it to. You already got maxed out speed due to steam engine, you cheeky Woolly-Colly, you. Ooh. Huh. You know what? Make Paul the lead. Fight the car code. Don't give us more XP for fully evolved. No, not fully evolved. It's in its middle stage. If it was fully evolved, it'd be a Colossal. And I like Colossal. I think Colossal's a good Pokemon. We need a better fighting type move. We need something that does more than fucking Arm Thrust's 18 power and relies on you hitting multiple times over. Oh, it's laying the smackdown on our candy ass. I see clips online of people being like, oh yeah, the Rocky ain't natural in the slightest with his muscles. It's like, no shit. I would not be surprised. As he's not a full-time wrestler, so he doesn't need to go through the wellness test that WWE has. Who knows how much it may get lessened by TKO. Known enjoyers of having people being absolutely using steroids and then lying about it. Ah, bulldoze over Sand Tomb. Lovely stuff. Honestly. No, it's a Ruffler. It's a sleeping Ruffler. No. No, it's a Meowth. Oh, it's a sleeping Meowth. Oh. Ah! I'm being attacked by Royal Curly. And it was all a ploy. Now that Meowth can steal my money. No, it's running away with my money. No. It was a... You know what? I think I know what it is. I think they've increased the rate that some Pokemon show up in. Because I don't remember seeing this many Pokemon half the time. Without serious frame drops. And then you get frame drops because of the amount of Pokemon there are. Well, I'm stumped. Let's have to get Kami for a moment. See what, where's the... Let's go to the community center, let's heal, and then take a stab at some of the Pterodons here. Get some XP candies going. It's a shame that the extra small ones that we're primarily going to get, no, pardon me, are not that good. They give so little. And I don't want to waste the actual rare candies. Because the thing is, if you use a rare candy and they're close to level, or at least like especially if they're like past the halfway point, you might as well just keep going for it in terms of using XP candies at that point, because otherwise you're running that risk of going through the whole rigmarole, just then give them like nothing with an actual full-on rare candy, and then it's just like, well, congratulations idiot, you wasted it. You know? In the bug one, we get to face that one. It's in a bug one. I think Arsalandit will do the job relatively well. Mostly well. Very well, actually. We can poison it. I do like Corrosion as an ability. Just, yeah, you get the poison. It's good. So, I did see on TikTok this morning that apparently some of the VAs have actually some VAs are returning now to Genshin. And it's like, hooray, fucking finally. And that some of the troublemakers are being replaced. And it's like, no, that makes sense. They actively made people go, fuck you, I'm not playing the game until they're gone. At that point, if it's enough money being lost, then let's get rid of it. Is it that much of a number? Okay, you could not. My stats are raised. Duh, you're trying to make me struggle. Ah. No, my special attack. That was just raising. No. Where am I Patrick. Oh, I did it. This is gonna. Yeah, there we go. The passes actually worked. Hooray! Oh, if only I had 13 mates. Of course, the only way to get better teammates is to play online. That also runs the risk of getting much higher scaled fights. Obviously we don't catch, this is an area we're caught in. Yeah, we get like some small ones still. Even with 2 stars, we only get like small, which is a little downside to it is that it's just like, But, to be fair, 3 stars, ideally we need a good Pokemon for that onwards. And obviously type effectiveness against the moves that it's most likely going to have. And of course, outside the shinies, most of these fights are taken care of. On me. Dark Poliwag, fair enough. Let's fight. Oh wait, yeah, okay, so Arm Thrust is kind of neat on if you're fighting a 1-star Poliwag Dark. Because it just means, yeah, push, push, slash, push, speech, posh. String gets taken down for excessive violence. Yay, excess candies, away! No areas we haven't been to yet. In Kirkami. But it's more just because they actually start getting to the point of needing to deal with other things first before we can ideally catch. Although, hang on, there is one area we can go to. Pardon me, that we weren't able to before. Mossville Mossville Conference is actually a much larger area than we would think it'd be. Because over here is where it was worked. How much larger of the area is it? Yeah, because this is where it was worked, so... This counts as Mossville Conference. Fascinating. Look at that's got power of dragon inside. It's more just the bit over here that's... I need to beat the elf man. I need to do the other Titan fights. Behold, something that could alleviate some of our problems. It's Quagsire. Screw Shellos, we'll use Quagsire, you know? That sort of logic. But again, this will be useful against Mela. Oh, I've got one Pokemon before. I can't use that. Actually, no, I can. You know what? No, I can send in for a go. I just can't use Seed Bomb with to kill it. So I'll add it. I probably spelled it wrong, but because we hadn't actually had any encounter with a Rubo ever, so this isn't even a species. This isn't even a nutrient. Didn't he use? Oh yeah, he used Yawn. Yeah. Why is this moveset Haze and Yawn? God. Because it's doing the smart. No, it's not. It's randomly pressing buttons and going rah with its decision making. Okay. And we're getting really unlucky on our sleep timer. Fuck. Yes, Spreadsire, I am already asleep. You do not need to keep yawning. Let's throw a dive ball at it. It is in the water after all. We've got Ducklet watching. Ducks like watching. Anyway, Craggsire! Hooah! I don't know what to call you. Ah, shit. But it does mean we don't need to whine to get Shellos into Gastrodon. You know what? I feel like Maddie sounds like this. Just sounds like a name you give a female Quagsire. No? Just gives me that feeling. Oh, that's why, because this one has Mist, Haze, Slam, and Yawn. Oh, we need to look at its moveset ASAP. It's serious. Ooh, so serial. Well, with that logic now being put forth, we will probably, for the moment then, I say let's just take, let's add it to the party. We'll put Tinker Tink in the box for the moment. Look at it, it's just sitting there in the water and then it's got a Rupert by it and then there's a Rupert there on the thing. Oh no, Rupert, get down from that! Hello, Ducklet. Poor Mont is swimming. The Ducklet says hello, and I say goodbye. Hello, goodbye. I think there's a song called. I think there's a song that does that. I have murdered the duck. Ooh, Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a good move. Okay, 60 base power, but quite a lot of Pokemon that love to have a bit of flying coverage can learn it. It's quite neat. That's really neat. We'll take a look at what is hiding in this ground terra crystal. Guabin. Fair enough. Which means our slug is probably bad to use. We'll keep Charles in the team, mainly just because it will still have a use. Like we can get some levels and then it'll be useful in the fire team starbase anyway. Because water doesn't really has any like additional. Because fire rarely gets an additional typing that's good against water. Like the only notable exception I can think of is when Sinnoh starts to evolve. Infernape does have one way to deal with Napoleon fight decently, actually. The fact that it's got fighting, and fighting is one of the types that actually does hit a steel type relatively fine. So while we're fighting this, what we've got here is a PS2 memory card. You might be wondering, why do I fiddle around with a PS2 memory card sometimes? I don't know. But the point being, but the point being though, this is 8 megabytes. 8 megabytes. Now if I was to remove the micro SD card in my Switch, that holds a good 100 gigabytes? 100 something? I think it is one of those ones. Might be a little bit smaller. And the amount of data it can hold while being a lot smaller is phenomenal. Really. We've managed to shrink down the storage capabilities so well when it comes to external memory. Let's do some juicing. No, it didn't work as well as I would have. Ah, well. Ooh, see, now I'm willing to use a rare candy because that's actually worthwhile. But body slam, we'll have body slam. I mean, attack down. But do this. There's our Shellos on the thing then. It's here! Evolve into Gastrodon! Yay! No, my tiny little slug! It's becoming a big slug that I want to give a nice hug to, although it's very slimy. Ugh. This form of Gastrodon is now increasing in number. Oh, well. Populations do change over time. And how things are going, but one side has that, the other side has pink, and it might just be more dependent on locations. But yes, we now have a water slug that's water ground. We have 2 water grounds now, I do realise that. Nah, best it can get mud slug pretty. Okay, what? Why are you mud shot? Why do you not have mud shot? Because Mist has its use. Haze has its uses in like Gen 7. Thing is that obviously we do need to like obviously maybe get some better moves on some of these Pokemon, but speaking of which, how far away are we from Dachshund right now? Because then we could take on Team Starbase right after. Oh, we're 1 level away. Hold on. How close to the level are we? Okay, we're actually not that far off. We can do that in battle then. Right, so let's head back to Lefincia for now. We'll heal in there. Because I say we can take on Lefincia Gym. Then the Team Starfire base. The weather room actually does have fire on it. Just so you do have to be careful of that. But there's a Torkoal with Drought, which that's a free flame wheel. Basically, that flame wheel is going to be even stronger than normally when it comes to fighting Torkoals. That's the point. Like they purposely know how. Like Game Freak, they know how to make a fight harder than you may like it to be. They just refrain from doing so half the time because well, it just wouldn't be as fun to fight against, So yeah. Sadly, because of all the Shinx line stuff that's around, I can't justifiably start with Sandygast at any time ever because of its ghost type. But it's there. It's there for the reasons of obviousness. On to the Lefincia Gym! Nuzlocke takes on their 3rd gym. Well, first we need to pass the test by collabing with Iona. So, you know, that means ideally what we should be then having to do is having talks on like Discord or something, and then like scheduling, and then one person having to delay repeatedly to the point where it's just not worth it, and then you wondered why they ever got popular in the first place. Obviously, I'm not actually stating any actual thing, though. If this has ever happened to you, then I'm sorry. But no, the moment we walk out the building, we're suddenly forced into a stream against our will. Curse you, Iona. So Iona who has the award for largest coat wearer in the game. Seriously, probably could wear something a little bit more smaller on her, but yeah, you're right on. So our method of doing this is that we're meant to try and make the stream more entertaining. No, we can make it more controversial. I could say a bad word that we're not allowed to say. And, oh, hello, Clavel. How are you doing? So, Clavel's been roped into this shit as well, unfortunately for us both. So our job is to utilise surveillance cameras to figure out where the fuck Clavel currently is. Interesting how I don't know, says the fucking name of the thing, and is like, are we allowed to say that? Are we allowed? Oh, okay, we're allowed. Good. Whew. I mean, this could have been like, where in the fucking hell did this bleeding idiot go? But no, obviously that would be bad. So we get to have these nice looks of surveillance-ness and all that. And we get to see various electric Pokemon like the Pachirisus on the thing. And a Magnezone on the roof. Why is Magnezone on the roof? What is it doing up there? Obviously various other people. Jolteon, our beloved. The Dene's up on an umbrella thingy. But Clavel's here. Easy to find. Hooray! We did it! And now we need to fight a fan. Of course we do. Bloody hype squads, fucking probably spending way too much money on someone who's already rich. And this is why we can't use Sandygast straight away, because we have Luxios that we have to worry about. And they're intimidated. I'm intimidated. Please don't hurt me, Luxio. Which is also a good reason why Mudshot is a thing. Yes! Charge! Charge so you can use the electric attack and it do absolutely nothing. I'm using water types against electric. I have truly gone mad. Victory is very easy to get. And a level up for our cat. And Worry Seed. You see, we laid the Worry Seed, and then we get to do the things with the bombs, and they're actually explosion. Basically, what this will do is it will change the ability from something else, from wherever it happened to have been, to insomnia. Meaning it can't sleep, but on the same time it wouldn't have its ability. So you could theoretically put this on a Pokemon that say has Levitate, Miss Magius, and suddenly your ground type moves may work. I'm gonna put Worry Seed on it. I think I know what I'm gonna do against Miss Magius. But anyway, the first of many a trainer is defeated. Although I do like the Pokemon fans like knitted jacket things where it's got like a bunch of Gen 1 Pokemon on it. Challenger Friendo. I don't want to be thinking of bad stuff, Friendo. Welcome to the next area. Where the fuck has Clavel gone this time? Well, we can look in a tree and go, Rotom and Magnemite. And we can also see a Flaffy waiting in line to learn a TM, because this is the line for the TM machine. Also just a Luxio. These two obviously grouping up in a union circle. Lovely stuff. And a Jolteon. So, if you happen to take a long period of time, I didn't even realise this was a thing, it zooms in closer to where Cavell is. I just wanted to spend some time looking at the precious electric Pokemon because I happen to quite like the electric type game. Don't rush me, Cavell is very easy to know where is. In both Scarlet and Violet, because in Scarlet he's wearing bright orange. Ugh. I understand, like, there might be children that be like, I can't tell where the is going, or something like that, but, you know. Anyway, our second maniac has a Dynamo. Speaking of Pokemon with Levitate, Dynamo! It's a tiny evolutionary line. Just goes no to ground types, much to my chagrin. So, well, yes, I could just use Slam and get dodged. What we could do, as a test of our abilities, I was about to say, test of your reflexes. I don't, but we're not, we don't do that here. I don't want to be hit by a Reaper's Scythe, that would be quite painful. So yes, using Worry Seed should now change its ability to Insomnia. Now that it's been insomniaed, the bastard's paralysed me cat! No, Dynamo! We can now switch to, say, a Pokemon that has a ground type move. So we can switch to, say, Sandygast. This is my showing of how Worry Seed can work quite well anyway. It's tried to use Charge Beam, the Git. But we can now use Bulldoze. So slower. That's fine. Bulldoze! And now it's super weak to electric. That's how that works. Also, of course, neutralizing gas from a Amazing would also be quite a lovely idea as well if you really want to go for that approach. It's an option, obviously. But Fluffy! Aww, adorable sheep! Aww. It's charging up its electricity! Aww. Also, it's pink. I like me a pink. I also like me a purple. That's kind of cool. Orange can be a bit too bright, but fine. Obviously, lime green is shite, and so the colours are known. Level ups for a bunch of our Pokemon, and our doggo wants to learn Baton Pass. Does get work up. It does have work up. So we could theoretically actually do a plan of we just spam work up a bunch, Baton Pass. Ta-da! They're never held items at this point. Like, unless we're doing like the post-game versions of the Kirakami fights, we're not seeing many held items in fights, honestly. So we'll do that, we'll have it over Kofa, and it did hit level 26. So, hold it. This will get viewers. Fido evolving into Dutch Bun. Yeah, look at our bread. It's been cooked. Yeah. Bow bow. Sort of thing. Yeah, it's good old doggo. So as this Pokemon skin hardens when exposed to intense heat, and its body has an mesmerizing aroma. I want to eat the dog. It is certainly a thing that can be said. By me, because it's bread. By... I think there is a racist stereotype for one country to eat dogs. I forget which one it is because I ain't a racist. I just happen to be in a country full of them. But anywho, it's time for ourselves to be sent over to this place. while some trainers fight with an Electrode and Magnezone, that poor Electrode. Even if it exploded, it wouldn't matter. There's not really much more in terms of Pokemon that we can see, so let's just select if it fell over by the boat. How lovely. Superfast Electros crawling out the ocean. To anyone who happens to be on the beach at that time. Thankfully, we don't have to fight another trainer for whatever reason. I don't know why they don't do that. Like, yeah, well. But we did it! We found, well, the Fell multiple times over. Hooray! And our Pokemon ideally need to go and get healed. Especially my cat. I don't have a wheelchair available for it. Or maybe it's one of those types of paralysis where it's sometimes where you actually have a bit more mobility and other times you just don't. And then when you don't, it's like, and when you do, oh, how dare you pretend to be disabled. That's how people legit act. If it's a hidden disability, or it's one that comes and goes in terms of how good it is, or how bad it is, people just really are just toxic to such high extent sometimes. And it's just, oh. So yeah, with all that set in stone, the Fincia Gym. Our shenanigans begin with the Wattrel, and then it goes into the Belly Bolt, and then into the Luxio, and then into Miss Magius. Now, normally without Levitate or Flying, their weaknesses is only in Ground, and then assisted by other electric types, Flying, and Still can't hit Electric all that well. Flying Electric means that it actually is immune to Ground, but it gains the Rock and Ice weaknesses. That means that we'll start with Sandygast and go from there, as I have no way of countering its immunity. As for some of the other Pokemon, Bellyboat's actually a fully evolved Pokemon with 495 in terms of stats. That actually can be quite brutal, but its weakness isn't solely in Ground. So throw in one of my, throw in like Gastrodon if I had a Ground type move, or Quagsire, and things go a little bit better, you know. Sandygast, not a sensible option due to its weakness to water. Then Luxio comes in and it has Bite, so we have to be 100% careful on that one. Though we can turn around on it with that Sponge because it can resist the Bite. Same with Pawmont, so we might not go for a Ground type necessarily for the Luxio, but we can still anyway. We just have to be careful of the Intimidate, and also maybe something that has good physical defense stat. Then there's the Miss Magius. At the end of the day, Miss Magius has got the dilemma of it having Levitate, and then it goes into being Terra Electric. So while we can swap into our cat for that method, it's actually not got that good of a special defense stat. So we'll be Worry Seeding and then switching out quite quickly. Then we could go back into our Ground types and hope to God that they can do that job. I said, are you ready for this time for your main event? And of course, no stakeholder intro bullshit. On one side, it's a damn streamer. You know, game developers took a while to start writing these sorts of VTuber, streamer bullshit into their games. But then suddenly you just see them a whole bunch now. I've seen them, like, if I had a nickel every time I'd get annoyed at a character that is a streamer, I'd have 3 nickels. It's weird, but I'm not surprised that it's happened twice. Twice, not twice, twice. That's the word I'm using. But hey, regardless, it's time for us to fight. And yep, it's time with the Wattrel, this time with our Sandygast. It can't do anything with Crit Attack because of our ghost typing and it can't do anything with Spark. So it's solely going to be using Pluck. Unfortunately for it, we're throwing rocks at it. Yeah, stab. It is stab. So gotta be careful with that factor, but anyway. That's why at the end of the day, Sandy Gas is guaranteed to go last practically all the time because it's got 15 base speed. Yeah, pardon me, the other people that have that sort of speed stat are like, at least they're able to do a thing. We'll stay in for the moment. We'll let the Intimidate go off on Sandygast. But in comes Luxio. They opted for Luxio, which makes sense. We have a Ghost type. You know what? Let's send in Pormont. And then we can use Dig. Because Bite's not very effective, and all Spark because of our Titans. We're wrecking the arena area! Hurrah! Oh, excuse me. Nope. And in comes the Billy Balls. We can stay in against this. Now its ability is Electromorphosis. So it has its charm, basically. But we'll do the Dig, because it's electric type. Though it does have quite nice stats actually. 495. Our big one only has 490. But a good enough amount of it goes into attack and speed to make it quite a nice Pokemon to use. But yeah, Electromorphosis, it being hit by my move is now charged it with power. It's not using its power too well. Mainly because our Dig is going to kill it next time anyway. Not this time, but next time. So, you know. There's the Spark. Thing is, Spark is using its much weaker physical attack stat. Water Gun's its special attack. That's a thing. So yeah, my plan with Miss Magics. We're gonna start with Florigato. We're going to use Worry Seed. We are going to then switch to a Pokemon like Quagsire. We are going to hope to God it doesn't get murdered all of a sudden by a Hex. And then we'll hit it with ground moves. Or we can switch back to Bullman, because then it will be much better in that sense, in some ways. Or we could utilize the power of U-Turn to at least deal some damage. Although we are slower, so... If we are slower, ultimately, or confused waves here, we'll switch But yes, a light bulb on the head of the Miss Magius! Damn it, Game Freak, making this be the case for... Oh no, we are faster! Hooray, we're faster! Base stat line-wise, it's got more, but anyway. That swaps out its Levitate for Insomnia! It can now be hit by the Ground Tangled Ground type, which we have plenty of. We can go for it through Pormont, we can go for it with Sandygast, although Hex will murder it, Gastron, or Quagsire. We got confused round. Not what we wanted to be hit by, I'm going to be honest. Actually, Pormont might be honest. Quagsire is the better option. Just out of... It has ground move, but also isn't super effectively hit by anything. There's the Hex play. Does that much damage, and she has no way to actually stop us from... She has no way to actually get us statused. Best she can do is confusion, which is weird. I'm surprised they didn't have some way of sleeping or paralysis. Yeah, actually, where the fuck's Thunderwave on the moveset? You know? Look, I would 100% put Thunder Wave on her Miss Magnus. Because then Hex would be able to do more. We are confused. And we successfully use Munch Shot, but it dodges. Ah, okay, right, item time. Oh yeah, we haven't actually towered. That might also help us actually a little bit. Yeah, we can live another Hex then. Oh, we towered water with Frag Fire. Okay, well, that's less useful. I can't just freely switch into Sandy Gas. I would have to either be slower with the U-turn on Gato or some other thing. Alright, we successfully moved Punch Shot this time, and it's super effective. We get the speed drop. Way. Well, I can't just switch in. That's the issue. Gastron probably could switch into, but it doesn't have any real good. I mean, we could Agent Power and then hope for the best that we get the Omni boost. Hex. Tank another one. But we've not hit ourselves yet. We still haven't. God, you can tell our speed stats low when we're just not. No, we have potions all this time. They don't need terror typing. We can just spam potions. And hope to God that our confusion doesn't harm us. This is a bitch strategy to some extent, but hey, you know it kind of actually worked. Haha, suck it, no. I bested your Pokemon, now give me that Miss Magius right now. I like Miss Magius. But we did it! That is our third gym badge! Huzzah! I mean, it was a 10,000-fold thunder. Fender. So I guess if she wasn't streaming a whole bunch, it'd be maybe a different interest she could use is, hey friendos, oh no here. And then I guess I'd be, and Chris. Just the unknown Chris podcast sort of thing. and obviously then that means wrestling would need to be a thing that people care about. But yes, now with that we can catch Pokemon of up to level 35. And they'll listen to me. And we get a Volt Switch TM. This is a really good TM. It allows us to swap out and also hit a Pokemon for electric damage in the process. Huzzah! But anyway, it's time for us to no longer be on Iono's stream. It was a fun collab, but it's time for us to be gone. Hooray! So that was great. Why couldn't I get some views out of that? And the Premier Gita is here to talk to us. Oh, you have a rare talent. Nemona is literally in my class yet, Gita. And she's already a champion rank, for fuck's sake. So there's nothing special about someone else doing it. It's like, oh my god, someone's able to do this hard thing. Someone else has come along and is also able to do the hard thing. That means it's not as hard as it may look anymore. But then again, Gita's team is shite, so it's a surprise to no one, to be honest, in that one. I understand my team's gonna be limited by what we're able to get, but like, seriously, we are just always so much more better equipped than Gita is, for fuck's sake. Ooh, that's a 3 stars! I kinda would want my Salander evolved then. Or want to be healed. We have access to 3 stars now. You know, I pressed the auto heal, but I'm realizing, actually, hold on. They have access to 3 stars. I don't think we're strong enough to take on the 3-star ones just yet. Just the thought process. Let us heal and then be on our way to maybe the Team Star base now. We gotta deal with fire types though. That's the only slight issue at the end of the day. Because I mean, looking at our team, the bloody tracker site not working the way it should be. Immune to fire. Resists. Can actually probably do a good job. Resists. I say we should just have maybe these. Well, maybe not dash one up front, but we'll just have these 3 up front, and we'll just go do it now. The levels are yeah. This is good. This is good enough. Wait, I don't know. Why am I going there physically? I can just teleport over. We'll just head over to the Province Area 1 and then make our way. And then, after we've done this Team Star base, we'll suddenly be going, screw you, to all these water grounds. I think my, boy, I sure do love them ground types thumbnail I used in a different part. Maybe I should have used for this part instead of Flora Gatto trying to get a new job at a better Team Incorporated. Oh, I didn't pick up the item. Fuck. There we go, and all that for a Great Ball. Actually, no, I shouldn't against it. What areas have we got that I can fuck up in? The West Provinces, Glacado Mountains South apparently, and the North part. Hello, Cavell. Yeah, pardon me. Oh, sorry, I mean Clive. Such a stupid name, Clive. No one would ever want to use that for their brilliant disguise. Oh, what? The outcasts of a school get rumours about them? No! I'm sure there were plenty of rumours about me in school back in the day. I'm sure many people thought that I mean, there was definitely a rumour going around at one point when I had like a lot of hair on my head, like when I first joined secondary school. Back in year 7, where some of the like older years definitely called me a gorilla. And I think they might have been trying to bully. But I don't think I actually cared. But obviously, multiple people have multiple different motives to try and deal with Team Star at the moment, and of course, we're the ones that are just doing it because might as well be me. I am the main character after all. Someone has to do it, and why not? That, you know. So anyways, onwards to the Team Star's Schneider base. Why did I go for the German approach? Whew, and it is getting warm in here, fucking hell. It's only 9:11. Why does it feel really warm in here? Fucking hell. What does my weather app say at the moment? Okay, I don't buy the 18 degree screen. But then again, it could be humid. Let's see. By lunchtime, it's going to be 21 degrees. Oh, that's lovely. But that is as high as it will go, supposedly. UV will be high, so make sure you're wearing sunscreen if you do plan to go outside. The sun will set at about 8:30, no not 8:30, 9:30, because we're in June. In fact, we're getting close to the summer solstice, so we're getting close to the longest day of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Be prepared to be up longer, being like, God damn it, can the sun finally set, please? And all that. Hello, Houndor. Get water pulse. And in comparison, oh no, it's going to get hotter. If weather forecasts are correct, it's going to get near to 30 by the weekend. Oh, god damn it. So yes, I'm using an over-leveled slug against that stuff there. That's fine. Humidity is similar to yet 73%. So yeah, that's the proof of that. Also, yes, doxing myself once again, Bridgewater. Now for everyone to leave because they're all in Taunton being like, oh god, someone who lives in Bridgewater, oh, meanwhile I would be like, oh god, someone who lives in Bridgewater as well because that's where I'm from. That's why I'm a traitor. Anyway, We've destroyed the grunt, which is good news. It means they get to disappear and be like, guys, wake up! There's a person here trying to run us out of town! Ah! Instead of anything else. Clive returns and a child cadet sound, because it's a child cadet. And it's Charlos. Get it? Because it's a child cadet. And Charlos makes sense, I guess, as a name. Charlos, the silly little guy, cares greatly about the Fireteam Starbase person. Mela. And to be fair, fair enough. But we'll be fine, even with a child cadet storming in before us. We also get the good old Rototototo from Cassiopeia because we dealt with the guard. Because obviously we can take on them after we've done all the story stuff of the in front of base thing. If we so decide to. Just leave it there. To be fair though, it's so easy to skip this base that I think Game Freak designed it to be easy to just go past. Because the amount of people who do this base at an earlier point and get absolutely trounced or barely make it through on just regular playthroughs. Because, yeah, the Pokemon are higher level. "30 of their Pokemon in 10 minutes as per the norm, as per the rules set in place, in fact. It's like how there's all sorts of reasons to... So yeah. Go, Gastrodon! Murder the Houndours! They may be adorable, but they're in our way. So anyway, while Gastrodon's doing that, Quagsire, my beloved. Now, believe it or not, Torkoals could end up having Solar Beam if they were to be fought normally. Thankfully, they don't do that. That would be actually really cool. I'm not going to fight the Houndours with Sandygast. I need stuff that Sandygast can deal with. Okay. Whoa, Sandygast is doing that. It's all about being sensible with what we see. It's like how I had to be careful with some of the Pokemon when it came to the dark place. Because at the end of the day, if both Pokemon are weak to each other, then, you know, it causes some shenanigans. Do that quite easily, I'd argue. Do those ones. And do these. All the Pokemon are being fought. Huzzah! And we just need to take out 2 more, which Gastrodon can do quite easily because Numel is very weak to water. In fact, actually, our plays of using water types not the best option actually, and that's an additional Numel that didn't need to be murdered because Torkoal has Drought, a way to prohibit our water usage, as Sun weakens water type attacks. But look at the side of the Starmobile once again. Oh, look at it. It's got a nice look to it actually, with the fiery colours of the fire base and Mela's outfit. Quite a nice outfit, well said. Although the boots may be a bit on the long side, but maybe that's part of the image, you know? Gotta make it... You're fire. You have to look flashy to an extent. You've got to look like a blazing inferno. Or be an old man in the case of Blaine. But again, he's quite fiery in terms of his behaviour in Let's Go, doing the whole quiz show thing. So, you know. That's how it works. And a crit ball, meaning she Tarm won the Torkoal one time. Or someone did and then she took it. Even more. Go, my slug! Be all slimy on the vehicle. And then go into a sink and eat the food that got caught up in the sink. No, that is legit what has happened. I had a slug in the sink. And it's just like, oh. I took it outside. Hopefully it's not dead due to, you know. So sadly our Water Pulse ain't going to be all too useful. Agent Power, however, will be very useful. As it will still do the damage it's meant to be doing. And we might get the Omni Boost. Omni Boost? This move will torture till they nothing. Oh god! Flame wheel! Ah! Stab! But it's not very effective. And in sun. Well, bravo Mello, you did damage. We can safely say that damage was indeed dealt. We're still too short to Torkoal though. Torkoal. And now for the weather room. Yeah, get it, they burnt to a crisp. Yeah, yeah, get it, cause fire. I feel like I'm on fire. But yeah, the shader, Starmobile. It's actually part fire, not part poison. Hence why because Water Pulse is super effective. Normally, that ain't the case. That ain't normally the case whatsoever. But Blazing Torque, not very effective, but actually does do a little bit more because of the sun. Damn you, Torkoal. That's the thing, they could have guaranteed it with like Sunny or something. Oh yeah, shit, it's got speed boost. Okay, we're not outspeeding in any way, shape or form ever, so we may want to heal in the event of Owners. And I want my Omnip boost. Damn you, Agent Power, work the way I want you to. It's not working the way I want it to. We've used all 5 use. Ooh, it wants to use Screech, but we dodge the Screech. Block your ears, somehow, Gastrodon. Yep, we didn't get the Omni boost any amount of times. Well, Water Pulse time, I guess. And now we definitely are going to probably need to switch. Because Screech actually is really useful in these weather rooms. But at the end of the day, Harsh Sunlight finally ends, so Blazing Torque will be at its weakest, but that also is true for how we're doing with our stuff. So let's switch on over to Quagsire. Then it will have to Screech again before it's actually going to be able to utilize the power of just hitting us for giving damage. Blazing Torque does nothing. Respectable. Oh, it burned us. Oh, okay. We're now on a timer unless we use a burn heal. I don't know if I've got any burn heals. And we are guaranteed to be going second. So I think... Ooh, went for overheat. Okay, right, it's trying to kill. Okay, we'll use your... It doesn't affect the opposing weather ring because it doesn't affect... I guess it just can never sleep. We didn't... Although, to be honest, we could have thought Garo insomnia'd it, but at the same time, not really. It's a switch, we can swap again then, or something. I should switch. Oh, Machop might kill. Nope, Machop didn't kill. And we lowered the speed, but the speed boost nullifies that speed drop. I shouldn't use Sean, I should have used Mudshot. Yeah, it does better damage there now, but thankfully our 4 times resistance to fire really pulls it through. And Mela is now defeated. We got 2 objectives done, hooray! Next up on the list, in terms of order of progression, is the Orpharm, level 29, Steel type. So now we get all the flashback stuff with the Team Star stuff, so a year prior. Good, the way she's walking because of those boots, it's just like, ooh. Mela is considered cute. Okay then. I'm not going to comment on this. Considering how often 90% of a Pokemon game's cast is children, I'm not going to comment on that one. Although some sometimes do look older than they canonically are. I'm not... it's just... there. But God, the boots make it look like she's having to like frog step it. It's just... God, and, my hand! The pain! I'm barely holding. But of course we now get ourselves the Flame Charge TM. That is a useful maneuver. It allows us to build our own speed up. give it to a good fire type. Although, she says, like, give it to Gastrodon. Not you. This wasn't a gift to you. This is like, ah yes, my favourite thing to use Flame Charge with. Gastrodon. Charlos! He's precious little baby boy. And Charlos likes Mela. No. Saw a thread on Reddit about like, oh, characters ruined by pornography. And it's just like, one person pointed it out very usefully with the do you know how little it narrows it down meme, because so many comments were just Pokemon, whether it was listing an actual one or just saying all of them, and it's like, ugh. And then I saw another one that was definitely making the wise point, like, it's like, Pokemon fans have it rough, you're either a furry or and it's like, there are obviously exceptions to the rule, but and it's like, yeah, damn furries ruining Pokemon. Obviously, I know online that there's a picture of a Pokemon in a not very safe for work way. That means I can never enjoy that Pokemon ever again. That's why we can never enjoy. I'm sure there's a picture of Slacking out there. We can never enjoy Slacking ever again. Please ignore Tilton being a horrible ability for Pokemon to ever have, but still. It's silliness though. Though I do agree with the point of like, oh damn it, this anime character that actually isn't sexualized. Why are we sexualizing them? It's like, yeah, that does seem a little weird. But at the end of the day, let cosplayers cosplay how they decide to. If they choose to do something that's a bit more risque, then that's on them. As long as nothing illegal's happening and all that, it's like, eh. Though it is funny to see people still try to make money off of things that they don't own half the time. Well, once Miraidon's done licking Penny a whole bunch and then getting thrown in jail, do we have a Pokemon jail? But Miraidon gets to sleep after that. It tied itself out. Ugh. Hey, Miraidon. Yes, that's why my name is Nesquick Dose. Yeah, they're pretty strong. Ignore this previous footage of me beating up Mela. I had a harder time with the Dark Base, actually, to be fair. But, you know, we didn't even need to use Dash Bun. We didn't need to switch into Dash Bun to tank a fire attack. Oof. No, pardon me. So, yeah, that's 2 objectives done. Hurrah! So, of course, now, as per the rules, the rule that was here is now gone. Hooray! So now we can just wide through if we're busy making our way through. We can also still head back into the base area itself. That's the thing with these bases, that they still exist. Like, the Team Star members aren't all just disappearing or anything. You can still roam around the area. If there happens to be any items that now spawned in, then cool, but other than that, not really. Oh look, an item. Oh wow, Burn Hill. That's really it. These Team Star bases, they're not really all that useful afterwards. I think you can tell some of the philosophy that was definitely put into the development of Paldea as a region, with how the architecture of the areas happen to go about sometimes, I think. But the Team Star bases, they took up quite a good amount of area, but they obviously did that because they realised, hang on, we can do this thing where you have to run around murdering a bunch of their Pokemon using your Pokemon that's good against them and go from there. So, you know, there's definitely some elements to that. Anyway, sadly, Ground is not useful against Orthrum in the slightest, so we're going to have to start boxing, I'm afraid. First things first, Sandygast. I wasn't going to be using you for much longer at the moment, for the time being anyway, because most of the things that I want you to do, I have Ground type for. let's put Salandit back on the team for obvious reasons. So first things first, where is Sandycast on the thing? There it is. Now Salandit, where did I put it? I put the Salandit bit there. This will be useful against Stormfront 100% because it's fire type and has corrosion, so I can poison it. Otherwise, the steel typing really is screwing me up a little bit, but Pormont is an option, obviously. Due to its fighting typing, it can do a good job. Rest of my team, not so much a little bit. Wait, okay, let's put Quagsire away for the moment, because we don't need 2 water grounds. We have to make our choice. We go Quagsire or we go Gastrodon, and I like Gastrodon, but I also like Quagsire. And I haven't got the pink versions of them, so can't even use that as the argument. Since I'm going to double down on fire, we're probably going to need to do a little bit of grinding, but Fletch Tinder might be a sensible option. Does it have any ways? Nope, it has Sandstorm, but that's about it. Okay, rock type wise. So yeah, Fletch Tinder, come back on the team. I've not used you in a while, but you'll be useful with your fire maneuvers. And I probably should use some XP candies. We don't really have much, sadly. Well, we enough to get to level 19, I guess. What level does Salandit evolve at? Because if we can get it to be Salazzle, that would be even better. Let's see here. Dex, fire. Obviously, Fletch Tinder takes till level 35, so probably not at that moment. And I wish we had its hidden ability, but nah, that's neither here nor there. We can't really do much about that, sadly. Oh, yeah, till Mask, because Salandit's not findable in base Paldea. In order to evolve it into Salazzle, it needs to be level 33. So, grinding will occur. But primarily just because it's level 28, it's got 5 levels, we've got 4 rare candies. But we should probably take a look at some of these moves we've got. Ah, yeah, Gastrodon can learn Weatherball. That's kind of neat. Bug Bite, Second Wing, Aggressive Drain, Helping Out, Energy Ball. That makes sense. Heat Wave. We've got nothing better for them by the time we're using them. Tailwind is always useful, but more useful in double battles. How do I copy them by any of them? Damn it. Science, Glassnot, Blast, Body Slam, Foul Play. Slider being a sneaky bugger there. Sunny Day, we can counteract Sandplace. Torch Switch can control Pormont. Flame Charge really isn't the best option. Let's see, Aerial Ace. We can put on for Gato. It would mean that we have a way of dealing with other grass types quite well, actually. Also bugs. It gives us something to help fight a bug type with. So, you know, it's not the worst idea ever if we decide to do that. Also, we can go into the TM machine and see what we can make TM-wise. Learnable moves. Oh, that's for that. So, we can craft a Foul Play. We can craft a Mud Slap. We can craft Thunder Fang, give it Dash Bund. Low Kick. Slamming Voice. Certainly some of these are things that we already have, or we've got something better for them. But I do like that the pictures are uses of the move. So you're actively seeing the move in use. And various other Pokemon. It's like randomly for the Grassnot one, it's Vaporeon. No idea why Vaporeon specifically, but you know. And then like really tough using Reflect. Espeon using Skill Swap, Jumpluff getting hit with Will-O-Wisp, or maybe it's Vaporeon getting hit with Grassnot. Like some of these look to be more a Pokemon being hit by the move, some of them looks to be the Pokemon using the move, you know? Like this might be Shiftry getting hit with Vaporeon, in which case, but, yeah. So, you know. Oh, I wonder what's in that normal then. Because Pormont can easily do it without Arm Frost. Although I wish I had something better than Arm Frost. That's really the only drawback to Pormont at the moment, is we just don't have a better fighting move. Oh, it's an Eevee! We can't get it unless it's magically shiny! No! Oh. Oh, so pure normal type? Tower normal? Okay. It happens. Well, okay, let's get stuff out of it at least. Sad we can't get it. Oh, if only it was in an area. Oh, if only it was a Toadette in an area we could catch it. Or shiny. I actually don't know. Can you get shiny Pokemon just randomly in the Toadens? I don't actually know. Because if you could, then that'd be kind of cool. I know when like they specifically say like, ah, oh, you can get shiny Charizard in this super special event. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's in an event. That's designed around you getting the Pokemon. Ooh, it has Calm Mind. Ooh, okay, it might have something with it. Arm Thrust does. We're only getting 2 hits in each time. God damn it. And it's spamming Calm Mind. I'm worried it's going to do something big. Really? We did Calm Mind just to then Quick Attack? Which is Stab. And we're doing the slowest Arm Thrust possible. Hey, if we hit 5 times, that's not too bad, but... Now we can Terror into Electric and just have Thunder Punch do more, maybe. Maybe that's it, maybe we'll just Terror into Electric and just Thunder Punch it. Maybe utilize Dig a bit, just try and minimize potential damage taken. Because, oh no! And that's why it can't mind it, because that's Swift. Does this count as death? I say it does, because it says like seconds till revival. I think we're just going to murder our own Pawmot. Does this count? You know what, I'm going to argue that it doesn't really anymore. I'm going to say 1. It'll count as this losing. Man, what a weird timeline we were in all of a sudden. I swear we were seeing a normal type Eevee. Huh, weird that. Anyways. I don't know about you, but it's so weird how there's just normal Terradens. No, it's weird. Why am I still running around this area? We caught Pokemon ages ago. Wait. Yeah, because the next one on the list is the Steel Titans, so... Area 3, sadly we've already got an encounter in, so I guess we'll just... with the fucking rambling. Like... It is getting incredibly stuffy in here, it is getting very warm in here. I'm having my fun, but like... We're gonna need to grind a bit for... our Pokemon, especially for Fletch Tinder, basically. And I would quite like Salandit to maybe not be Salandit. So yeah, just double check that, just double save. Wait, okay, so next time we'll face off the Earthworm and also do more grinding, methinks. So yeah, check out the stuff on the channel if you want to, and I'll see you all next time.